Got my mat in. Good evening. I hope you're all well. We're going to be starting lying on our backs. Evening, Ollie. Evening, Kasia. Hi, John. So when you're ready, make your way to your mat. And once you get here, just checking that pelvis is neutral. You can close your eyes or just soften the gaze. And then just place the heel of your hands on your hips and the fingertips pointing down towards your pubic bone. Maybe the index fingers touch, maybe the thumbs touch. And just your natural breath here, just your normal breath. And then bring your awareness to your hands and then to your belly. And maybe as you inhale, that belly gently lifts, maybe not. And just keep the awareness on the belly gently lifting and softening with each breath. And then slowly start to lengthen, deepen the breath. And then bring the awareness to the rib cage. And maybe that rib cage is expanding as you inhale, softening as you exhale. So the belly expands as you inhale. The belly softens as you exhale. And checking that pelvis is in neutral. So that lower back's not pushing down to the floor, it's not overly arched. Maybe the hip bones are level. Activate the core, so whether you think about scooping up and in or zipping up, whether you're drawing everything into that midline, checking that you haven't tilted the pelvis as you've done so. Try not to hold it 100% of that maximum contraction, just relax it slightly. Coming into leg float, so keeping the hands where they are, float the right foot off the floor, and then slowly float that right foot back down. Slowly float the left foot off the floor. Slowly float it back down, working with your own breath pattern. And as you float that right foot off, just become aware of that hip hinge. Slowly lower down. Slowly float the left foot off the floor. Become aware of that hip hinge. Slowly float it down. Just carry on in your own time. Slow and controlled. Checking that the upper body is relaxed. Let's do one more on each side. Keep the feet on the floor. Check the weight's even on both feet. Core is activated. Squeeze the glutes, coming up into a low bridge. Keeping the hands on the pelvis. Checking that pelvis is neutral. Push down through the feet. Check that the glutes are on. Core is activated. Upper body is relaxed. Few deep breaths here. And then just checking that you're not rolling to the inside or to the outside of your feet. Knees are going in the direction of your toes. And And then slowly lower the hips down towards the floor. Activate the core, squeeze the glutes, come back to that low bridge. Hands can stay where they are, or you can place the hands on your thighs. Push the hands into your thighs. Checking that the glutes are on, weights even in the feet. Slowly start to lower down towards the floor, and before your glutes or your butt touch the floor, squeeze back up. Slowly lower down. Inhale, squeeze back up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up. Just carry on in your own time. Checking that the core is activated, that the glutes are on, the weight's even in both feet, head, neck and shoulders are relaxed. And then just do one more. Hold it up the top here. Nice long inhale. Nice long easy exhale. And on your next exhale, you curl down vertebrae by vertebrae, nice and slow. Lower back touches the floor, so you have a pelvic tilt. Slowly come back to that neutral spine, that natural curve in the lower back. And then just gently hug the knees in. Either stay still, maybe gently roll from side to side. Option now to either come into toe taps, or you can go to your leg floats to see how you're feeling today. Remember, it's your practice, your yoga. So anytime you need to modify, please do so. Anytime you need to rest, please do so. Toe taps, core is on, right leg. Right toes tap the floor, slowly come up. Left toe, slowly come up. Hands can be on the hips or on the belly or resting on the floor. Keep it slow and controlled. Slowly lower down, slowly come up. Core is on, check in with the breath. 2 more on each leg. From here, float the right foot down, cross the left foot over the right, so the back of the left thigh is resting on the front of the right thigh. Maybe squeeze those legs together, maybe not. Maybe activate the core and float the right foot off the floor. Maybe squeeze those legs together. Hold it there, keep the core activated. And on your next exhale, slowly float the right foot down, uncross the left foot, float the right foot off the floor, toe tap, starting with the left toe, slowly down, then right, or you can just do your leg floats, your choice. Slow and controlled, keep the upper body relaxed. 3 more each leg. Float the left foot down, cross the right leg over the left, so the back of the right thigh on the front of the left thigh. Maybe stay here, maybe squeeze the legs together, maybe activate the core, float the left foot off the floor. Maybe you can squeeze the legs together, hold it here. Slowly float the left foot down. Uncross the right foot, roll to one side. Slowly come all the way up and make your way up into your tabletop. Once you're there, just check your base. Checking that your shoulders are stacked over your wrists. Checking that your knees are underneath the hips. Spread the fingers wide. Cat-cow. So when you're ready, take a nice deep breath in. As you exhale, come into your cat. Working with your own range of movement. Eyes can be open or closed. Inhale, come into cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Try not to dump that belly down as you come into your cow. Try not to jut the chin up as you come into your cow. Let's do 3 more, slow and controlled. Then we'll meet in our tabletop. Activate the core. Fire hydrants, or this could be clam, if you want to call it clam, with the right leg. Core on, bring the right leg out to the side, slowly lower it down. Try not to come up too high so you're twisting at the pelvis. Keep it slow and controlled. Try and keep the shoulders over the wrists. Let's go for 2 more. 1 more. Then try not to let the knee touch the floor. Squeeze up. The knee is bent. Flex the foot. Slowly cross the right knee over. I'm just going to swivel around in case you're looking up. Relax. So the right knee is crossed over the left. Check that the weight's even on both hands. Top of the right foot stays in contact with the floor. Hold it here. Check in with the length of that neck. Squeeze those legs together. Core is on. Relax the legs, tuck the right toes, lengthen out that right leg, and maybe push back into the ball of that right foot. You may feel it stretching in your calf, around your ankles. You may feel it stretching in your hamstrings. Squeeze that right glute, float the right toes off the floor, slowly come back, holding it here. Check that the hips are level. Bend the knee, tabletop. Set your base, clam on the left. Take a nice deep breath in. Activate the core. Nice and easy exhale. And on your next inhale, clam on the left for 1. Keep it slow and controlled. Slowly bring that leg up. Flex the foot, hips are level. Cross the left knee over the right. Slowly release the left lower leg to the floor, the top of the left foot. Maybe squeeze those legs together if you can. Check that the shoulders are over the wrists. Core is on. Tuck the left toes, lengthen out that left leg. Maybe push back into the ball of that left foot. Slowly squeeze that left glute, float the left toes off the floor, slowly come back to tabletop, bending the left knee, lower the knee down underneath the hips. Coming into a kneeling lunge, kneeling crescent with the right foot forward, slowly come up, check your base, check that the pelvis is in neutral, top of the left foot in contact with the floor, so push down through that left foot, push down through the sole of the right foot. Slowly reach the fingertips all the way up towards the ceiling. Check that you're not jutting that chin up. We've got length in the neck. Bend the elbows, bring the palms together, hands down through to heart center. Inhale, lengthen the spine. As you exhale, nice easy rotation to the right. Slowly back to center on the inhale. Exhale, right. The rotation is coming from that mid-back, the thoracic spine. Shoulders are relaxed. 2 more. Last one. Come back to center. Right hand to right thigh. Hinge forward. Maybe gently heel toe that foot out a little bit wider. Checking that the shoulder is over the left wrist. Nice easy rotation. Keep the hand on the thigh and then release that left ear down towards the left shoulder. Maybe gaze at the foot, maybe gaze out to the side, whichever feels comfortable for you. Just nice and easy. Slowly gaze between the hand and the feet. The core is on. Slowly start to lengthen out that right leg, coming into a modified side plank. You're keeping the right foot on the floor. We're just warming up, and this is just the first of a few side planks that we're going to be doing. Check your base. Left shoulder, left wrist. Maybe the lower left leg is, you've got it side kicked out to the side. Maybe the ankle's roughly on the knee. Foot can be flat on the floor, or the toes can be tucked. Activate the core, hip extension, so the glutes are on. And you can just keep the hands on your hip, or keep that arm nice and long. You can look down towards the floor, look out to the side. Slowly release the right hand down. Slowly come back to center, so the hips are square to the mat. Squeeze the right glute. Raise that right foot off the floor, hold it here. Slowly lower that foot down. Place the right knee on the floor. Then slowly bring the left knee back so you're into a 3/4 plank. Pelvis is in neutral, shoulder blades are in neutral, so the shoulder blades on the back of the rib cage. Hands are stacked over the wrists. Core is on, glutes are on, neck in line with the rest of the spine. Slowly bend the elbows so the elbows are pointing back, and in one piece, slowly lower down towards the floor. Pee between your nose and the mat, hands underneath the shoulders. Lengthen out the spine, tops the feet, pubic bone in contact with the floor. Inhale, feel the rib cage expand, and use that inhale and the strength of your back to come into a low baby cobra. As you exhale, just bring your awareness to the rib cage softening as you slowly lower down. Inhale, baby cobra. Hold it here. Pull back on the mat. Chest is open. And as you exhale, soften down, tuck the toes, activate the core and the glutes, push up to your 3/4 plank, hold it here. And then maybe gently bring the knees in slightly and then step that left foot forward, slowly coming into your kneeling lunge. Reach fingertips all the way up to the ceiling. Check that the pelvis is in neutral. You're pushing down through the top of the left foot, pushing down. We're pushing down through the top of the right foot. Left foot is forward, so pushing down for the sole of the left foot. Fingertips point up towards the ceiling. Slowly bringing the hands down through to heart center. Allow the thumbs to connect to the heartbeat. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And on your next exhale, slowly rotate to the left, nice and easy. Inhale, back to center. Exhale. From that mid back, that thoracic spine, slowly come all the way back in. Got 4 more. 3 more. Keep the length in the spine. Core is on, right glute is on. And if I'm counting correctly, this is your last one. Left hand, left thigh. Bring that right hand down towards the floor. Easy rotation, releasing the right ear down towards that right shoulder, keeping that hand on the thigh. And then very slowly transitioning in to modified side plank on the right. So just take your time. We're just warming up, checking that the shoulders over the wrists, opening out to the side, keeping the left foot in contact with the floor. Check your base, glutes are on, core is on. Hold it here. Arm can be long against the side of your body, or hands can be on the hips. And then looking down towards the floor, slowly lower the left hand down. Slowly come back round, extend that left leg out long if you've bent it. Activate the left glute, hold that leg off the floor, check that the hips are level. Slowly lower that knee, slowly come into your 3/4 plank, check your base, pelvis in neutral, shoulder blades in neutral, glutes are on, core is on. Softening the elbows, keep the chest open, slowly lower all the way down. Pee between your nose and the mat as you set your base, tops of the feet in contact with the floor, pubic bone. Inhale, keep the spine lengthened as that rib cage expands, come up into your baby cobra, pull back with the mat. Exhale through the rib cage, soften. Inhale, staying into your baby cobra, pull back with the mat, chest is open. Exhale, soften down, tuck the toes, we'll meet up in our 3/4 plank. Hold it here. Tuck the toes, maybe come back to tabletop, and then come into your first down dog with bent knees. As a bent knee down dog, so hips are high. Check your hands, are they back shoulder width apart? Are you spreading the fingers wide? Then relax the head and neck. Lengthen the arms, lengthen the armpits. Wrap the triceps round. So come into the back and keep those knees nice and bent, keep the hips high, weight even between the hands and the feet. Now you have the option, we'll come into a halfway lift at the back of our mat. Now you can transition via tabletop, so you can lower your knees and then slowly walk your hands to knees and lift the hips up to your halfway lift. Or you can bend the knees and then slowly walk your hands back. So when you're ready, choose your transition and we'll meet in a halfway lift. Lots of bend in the knees. Maybe the upper body is resting on the thighs, looking down towards the floor. Activate the glutes, activate the core, slowly come all the way up. So hip hinge all the way up. Stand up nice and tall. Step the left foot forward and bring the left foot forward, right foot behind it. Imagine you've got one thin line down halfway down your mat. Tightrope. Activate the core. Hands can be on the hips or out to your side. And then slowly heel toe and walk to the front of your mat, nice and slow. Just take your time. Then come to your feet, hip width apart. Release the hands. Bring your awareness to your feet. Core is on. Glutes are on. And slowly just rock to the balls of your feet, slowly rock back to the heels. Ball of the feet to the heels, ball of the feet to the heels. Hands can be down by your side or on your hips, whichever feels comfortable. Come back to center. And then gently come to one side. So I'm on the outside of my left foot, inside of my right foot. I'm slowly coming back to center, coming to the outside edge of my right foot, inside edge of my left foot. Back to center. One more each side. Outside edge of the left foot, inside of the right. Center. And then over to the outside edge of the right foot, inside of the left, and back to center. You can carry on doing that, or maybe you can come to the outside of the left foot, maybe to the balls of the feet, and then round to the outside edge of the right foot, back to the heels, like making a circle. Nice and slow. You have the option of maybe closing your eyes when you're doing this. And then change direction if you're doing your little circles here. Slowly back to center. Reach the fingertips all the way up to the ceiling. Slowly bring the heels off the floor. So you're in a balance on the balls of your feet. Don't worry if your legs wobble. Exhale, lower the heels. Bending the knees, hips are going back, coming down into a chair. Then bring the arms back, so the fingertips point to the back of the mat, open the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Just gaze down, checking the knees are going in the direction of your toes. Do you need to make those feet a little bit further apart? Do they need to become closer in? Inhale, slowly lengthen the legs, reach the fingertips up towards the ceiling, slowly bring the heels off the floor. As you exhale, lower the heels, bending the knees, the hips come back, coming into your chair, slowly bring the arms behind you, arms along, fingertips point to the back of the mat, spine's in neutral, squeeze the shoulder blades together, chest is open. Inhale, slowly come up. Lengthening out the legs, fingertips up towards the ceiling, heels off the floor. As you exhale, lower the heels down, bend the knees. So you're coming into your chair or your squat, fingertips come behind. Slowly bring the arms up. So you're in your chair, arms about shoulder height. Activate the core if it's not already. Hinging forward. Place the fingertips on the floor, step the right foot back. Slowly come into your kneeling crescent. Top of the right foot in contact with the floor. Push down through that right foot. Push down through the left foot. Reach fingertips all the way up to the ceiling. Pelvis in neutral. Right glutes on. Core is on. Hold it here. Hip hinge forward. And as you start to hinge forward, right palm of the hand comes into that right. Palm of the hand comes to the mat. Left hand onto the left thigh. Look down towards the floor. Gently rotate. Releasing the right ear down towards that right shoulder. Stay here or open the left arm up. Fingertips up towards the ceiling. Lean back into that right shoulder blade. Keep the chest open, holding it here. Left hand, left hip. Slowly start to slide that left leg back, opening it out on the floor. Top of the left foot in contact with the floor. Check your base, coming in to a modified side plank. Holding it here, core is on. You can look straight ahead or down at the floor. Coming into a leg adduction. Floating that left foot off the floor, then slowly lowering it down. Flexing the foot, slowly come up and down. Coming up and down. You can place your hand on your glutes to feel your glutes working. Check that the core is on. Check in with the breath. Slowly release that foot to the floor. See if you can bring the left sole of the foot to the floor. Hold it here. Maybe reach the left fingertips up towards the ceiling. Look down towards the mat, releasing the left hand down, swivel round, the hips are square. Float the left toes off the floor so that left glute is on. Option to float the right fingertips off the floor on the arm, Superman. Check that the hips are level, hold it here. Slowly bring the hand underneath the shoulder, bend and lower that left knee, 3/4 plank. Hold it here. Pelvis in neutral, shoulder blades are in neutral. Core is on, glutes are on. Bend the elbows and slowly, slowly, slowly lower it down. If you don't want to do this, you can stay in your 3/4 plank. Slowly come into your cobra on your inhale. Exhale, soften, tuck the toes, push up to your 3/4 plank. Hold it here. Step that left foot forward. Slow. Left foot. Sorry guys, it's your right foot, isn't it? Right foot forward. Reach your fingertips all the way up to the ceiling. Top of the left foot in contact with the floor. Top of the bottom of the right foot. Left glutes on, core is on. Hold it here. Hinge forward. Right hand, right thigh. Left hand to the floor. Left shoulder over that left wrist. Easy rotate. Allow the left ear to drop down towards that left shoulder. Either hold it here or extend the right fingertips up towards the ceiling. Leaning back into that left shoulder blade. Chest is open. Right hand will catch the right hip. Slowly bring that right leg back. So just take your time to set your base. Option to wobble forward like I am. Right foot is in contact with the floor. Glutes are on, so you've got hip extension. Activate the core. Let's bring that foot off the floor, slowly lowering it down. Working with your own range of movement. But try not to let the ankle come higher than that hip. So we're working the core, you're working those obliques, you're working that leg, you're working on your balance. And I've totally lost count, so let's do 2 more. 1 more. Try and place the sole of that right foot on the floor, maybe extend that right arm, fingertips up towards the ceiling. Look down towards the mat, place that right hand down, square off the hips, squeeze the right glute, coming into your Superman. Option to bring the left arm off the floor as well, hold it there. Release that left hand down, slowly come into a 3/4 plank. Check your base, pelvis is neutral, core is on, glutes are on, bending the elbows, and in one piece, slowly lower down, keep the chest open. Pull back on the mat, come to cobra. And as you exhale, soften, tuck the toes, slowly come up to your 3/4 plank. From here, bring the knees underneath the hips, tuck the toes, tabletop. Activate the core, knee hover, so just gently float the knees off the floor, about 1/2 inch or 1 inch. And then from here, imagine someone's lifting the hips straight up and then slowly come into your down dog. And then just gently bend that right knee, lengthen the right leg out, bend the left knee, then lengthen that left knee out, and just gently walk out the dog. And whilst you're there, just check your base, head and neck are relaxed, waist even between the hands and the feet. And just check there's length in that lower back, that you're not rounding it out. Transitioning to our halfway lift at the back of the mat. Your option to come into tabletop and walk your hands back, lift the hips, or come from down dog. Hip hinge all the way up, keep that spine nice and long, core is on. Step the right foot forward, then the left foot, your tightrope walk. Keeping your balance, core is on. Maybe good with your balance and can do this with your eyes closed. Bring your feet hip width apart. Take a few breaths here. Maybe strip a layer off. Maybe grab a drink. Sun salutation. With a hip hinge. You have the option, we'll step back our right foot, come into plank. You have the option to lower the knees down. If you don't want to do that connecting vinyasa, coming down into your low plank, your chaturanga dandasana, you don't have to, you can come back to down dog or do a few cat cows. So your option, you can bring the knees down, lower down into cobra, then back to your knees and down dog, or you have the option to come back, stay in your high plank. You can lower down and come into cobra, or you can do your high plank, lower halfway down, and then come into up dog, and then straight back up to down dog. So they're your options. So we're releasing the hands. Activate the core. Float the arms up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, bring the hands down through to heart center. Bend the knees, hip hinge, lovely long spine. Bend those knees a little bit more so you can plant the hands firmly on the mat. Right foot back, left foot back, plank. Your option. Knees can be down. You can stay in your plank, high plank. As you exhale, soften those elbows. Slowly lower down, either halfway or all the way down. Up dog or cobra. Core is on. And then slowly we'll all meet up in down dog. Breathe in, nice and easy exhale. Check your base. Gaze between the hands. Come up onto the balls of your feet. Step the right foot in between the hands. Low lunge. Lengthen out the spine. Option to drop the left knee to the floor. Push down through the right foot. Step the left foot forward. Halfway lift. Hip hinge all the way up. Reach fingertips up towards the ceiling. Exhale, hip hinge all the way down. Place the hands on the mat. Left foot back, right foot back. Option to lower the knees. Coming all the way down. All to up dog, your choice. And we're all going to meet up in our down dog. Check your base, head and neck nice and relaxed. Gaze between the hands. Step that left foot forward so you're in your low lunge. Maybe drop the right knee to the floor. Push down through that left foot. Step forward, halfway lift, hip hinge all the way up. Reach fingertips up towards the ceiling. Slowly bring the hands down through to heart center. We're going to add on from here. So your warm-up flow with a crescent. Release the hands, take a nice deep breath in. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, hip hinge all the way down. Stepping the right foot back, right knee down. Slowly come up into your kneeling crescent. Keep the right toes tucked. Hold it here. Exhale, hip hinge. Coming into your kneeling crescent twist. Left hand can stay on that left thigh. Leaning into that right shoulder blade. Release the right ear down towards that right shoulder. Maybe opening out the arms. Left fingertips towards the ceiling. Hold it here. And then gaze down between the hand and the feet. Slowly bring that left leg back. The bottom of the left foot in contact with the floor. Fingertips can reach up towards the ceiling, or you can place them on your hip or your glutes. Activate the core, activate the glutes. Raise the leg up and down for 1, for 2, for 3, for 4. Hold it up here. Maybe bring the fingertips up towards the ceiling. Place the left foot down on the floor, sole of the left foot. And then bring the left bicep by the left ear, releasing that ear down towards the shoulder, pushing down through the bottom of that left foot. Maybe the left arm's bent, maybe it's long for that nice long stretch, relaxing that left arm. And then slowly place the left hand on the floor. Slowly come up to your Superman. Hold it here. Core is nice and strong. Slowly come back to tabletop. Tuck the toes. Hover the knees off the floor. Hold it here. Core is on. Hips are up and back, down dog. Your option to stay in down dog or your connecting vinyasa. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, roll out. Vertebrae by vertebrae. Your choice, knees on the floor or off the floor. Slowly lower down, coming into cobra or up dog. And then we'll meet in our down dog. Gaze between the hands. Step the right foot forward, low lunge. Step the left foot forward, halfway lift. Slowly hip hinge all the way up. Bring the hands down through to heart center. Stepping the right foot back, coming into crescent. Keep the hands at heart. From here, I'm just going to face the camera. Slowly come up, the arms up. So elbows are roughly in line with the shoulders. You may find that you can bring the lower arms together, maybe not, depending on your shoulders, if you've got big pecs or breasts. Hold the hands here. Maybe bend that right knee a little bit more, so sinking down. And then just pulse those arms up. So squeeze the palms together. If the lower arms and elbows are touching, squeeze them together and just pulse up. The lower body is still, and it's just the arms are pulsing up. And then from here, right hand, left shoulder, left hand, right shoulder, giving yourself a little hug. Inhale, lengthen out the legs. Exhale, open out to the side. Checking that the feet are parallel, the toes are facing the long edge of the mat. Bring the hands here to your hips, those hip creases. Bend in that right knee, hip hinge. Slowly come up to center, hip hinge. So checking that the knee's not going over the toes, that you're hinging back, slowly come up. This time you can stay up high or maybe come down a little bit lower, making sure the hips are going back. Slowly push down, slowly come up, hip hinge. Do a few more on each side. Hip hinge, slowly come up, hip hinge, some on the left, slowly come up, hip hinge, slowly come up, hip hinge, slowly come up, swivel back round to your crescent, reach fingertips all the way up to the ceiling, hold it here, slowly bring the hands through to heart, step it forward. Release the hands. We're going to repeat that on the other side. Reach fingertips all the way up to the ceiling. Exhale, hip hinge all the way down. Step the left foot back, left knee, kneeling crescent. Left toes are tucked. Reach fingertips all the way up to the ceiling. Exhale, hip hinge forward, right hand, right thigh, left hand down. Kneeling crescent twist. Maybe stay here or maybe open out the arms, leaning back into the left shoulder blade. Maybe the right fingertips pointing up towards the ceiling. Coming into your modified side plank. Right foot stays in contact with the floor. Check your base. Core is on, glutes are on. Bring the leg off the floor, lowering it down. Option to bring the fingertips up towards the ceiling or keep the right hand on the glute. Your choice. And then from here, you can keep that right leg lifted with the right fingertips reaching up towards the ceiling. Or that right foot can stay on the floor. Now release that right foot down, the sole of the right foot in contact with the floor. And then just extend the arm so the right bicep is right by the ear. The arm can stay long where you can bend it. Releasing that head down. Push down for that right foot. Enjoy that nice long stretch. And then looking down towards the mat, slowly transitioning, coming into Superman. Right leg, left arm, core is on, hips are level. Slowly come back to tabletop, tuck the toes, activate the core. Tabletop, knee hover, hold it here. Hips go up, coming into down dog. From here, you can stay here. On your next exhale, you can roll out to your plank, high plank, or knees down in 3/4 plank. You're connecting vinyasa. When you're ready, take it nice and slow. Check in with the breath and the body. And we'll all meet up in down dog. Gaze between the hands. Left foot, step it between the hands. Kneeling lunge, step the right foot forward, halfway lift. Inhale, slowly come all the way up, hands through to heart center. Step in that left foot back, crescent. Slowly bring the hands up. Now your choice this time, shuffle around. You can bring the lower arms together and pulse up. Or you can just keep the hands here, just see how your shoulders are feeling. Pulsing those arms up, or you can just bring the hands to heart center, your choice. Maybe bend that left knee a little bit more. And then right hand, left shoulder, left hand, right shoulder, give yourself a hug. Inhale, lengthen, slowly open out. Now, you can come into your side lunges. Or if you want to work those legs a little bit harder, you can come into your curtsy squat. So I'll demonstrate with you from behind and then I'll swivel around. Check in that the toes are pointing to that long edge of the mat. And you can either be here or you can come down a little bit lower. You're going to slowly squeeze all the way up, stepping that leg out. How wide you step is up to you. Bending it down. Slowly push up. checking that the knees going in the direction of the toes. You're hinging forward, your chest is staying open. Slowly use that front leg to push up. So my right leg's in front and I'm slowly pushing up, stepping out. So these can be your curtsy lunges, curtsy squats or crossovers. Just take your time or just go into your side lunges, your choice. Go as low as you want to, or what feels comfortable for you, your choice. And then slowly come all the way around to the front of your mat. Grab a drink if you need to. Well done. Eagle practice. So feet about hip width apart. Bend both knees. Hips are back, core is on. Focus on one spot. Hands can be at the hips. Shifting your weight onto that right leg. Slowly step in and crossing that left leg over. So the back of the left leg is on the front of the right leg and the toes are on contact with the floor. Hold it there. Slowly uncross the leg, feet about hip width apart, keeping that squat position, shifting the weight onto the left leg. Slowly cross the right leg over, the left, right toes in contact with the floor. Slowly uncross, slowly come up. Slowly lower down. Slowly cross the left foot over, so all the weight's on that right leg. I'm focusing on one point. My core is on. Either stay here or maybe lift the left toes off the floor. Slowly lower the left toes, slowly squeeze up, then uncross the leg. Slowly lower down, shifting the weight onto the left leg, crossing the right leg over, right toes are on the floor. Core is on, focus on one point or drishti. Lift the right toes off the floor. Lower the right toes. Slowly come all the way up. Feet hip width apart. Bring the hands through to heart center. Bending the knees, hips are back. Crossing the left foot over the right. Right toes are on the floor. Maybe lift the right toes off the floor. Check that the hips are level. Maybe you can double wrap your leg. Just checking that the knees are okay. Option to wobble like me. Hips are level. Stay here or maybe come down a little bit more. Slowly unwrap the legs, place the toes on the floor, push down through that right foot, slowly come up. Feet hip width apart. Bend the knees, coming into a chair, shifting the weight onto the left, cross the right foot over. Lift the left toes, maybe double wrap, maybe not. Check that the hips are level, chest is open. Unwrap, push down, slowly come up, step the leg forward. Your choice now. You can keep the hands here at heart and concentrate on your legs. You can cross the arms over if you can, or you can just keep the arms together, depending on how it feels on your shoulders. Sometimes, ladies, your breasts may get in the way. Men, if you've got big pecs, they might get in the way. So let's bend our knees. Let's cross our feet over. Maybe double wrap, maybe float the foot off the floor, maybe wobble like I am. Maybe bring the hands through to heart center. Maybe crossing the left arm over the right, coming into your eagle arms, holding it here. Option to wobble, because I'm wobbling, so don't worry. Now, if your balance is okay, you can keep the double wrap or unwrap and put the toes on the floor. Slowly come all the way up, then unwrap. Let's do the left side. Bending the knees, cross the right foot over. Just take your time. Left arm under, right arm on top. Maybe the hands through at heart center, or maybe the lower arms are together. Check that the hips are level. Either unwrap and place the right toes on the floor, or keep the legs wrapped, slowly come up and release. Well done. Let's do that one more time. Take your time. You can do your arms first and then bend the knees, whichever works for you. Remember, no one can see you. You can see me wobbling all over the place. Check the hips are level. You have the option, if you've got balance, is to bend from the hips. Elbows touch the knees. You can hold it here. You can slowly come up. You can do that a couple of times. When you're ready, you can do the other side. So if you're watching this at a later time, not on the live stream, you can pause here and do more practicing. So left arm under, right arm on top. Just take your time. And don't worry, because I wobble. Some days I can do it, other days I'll wobble all over the place. You can stay here, the foot can be on the floor, elbows can tap, and then slowly come up, option to wobble. And then release. Give your legs a shake. And then we're just going to hip hinge, come all the way down. If you're still playing around, that is fine. You can grab a drink and we can wait for you. But if you're watching this at a later date, please press pause and please play around with it. Just take your time and just gently layer your balances up. So you can do your legs with the feet on the floor, then you can unravel like we've been doing. You can add your arms in, or you can forget about your arms and just do your legs. You can just do your arms and practice your arms in crescent or goddess. You can just play around with it. Now, let's all meet up in tabletop. Let's step the right foot forward, staying in that low lunge with the hands on the floor or fingertips. If you have blocks, grab them or your cushion. You can place the hands on the block. From here, we're going to do our kneeling hip circles. You can work with your own range of movement. You can bring that foot out a little bit wider, so maybe it comes off the mat. We will be coming into pigeon. So if you need your blankets rolled up, pillow or cushion on your blocks to help you feel more comfortable in your pigeon, make sure they're nearby. Slowly change direction with your hip circles. And then come to center, just hold it here. You can bring the knee back if you need to. You can relax the top of that foot to the floor if you've got blocks or a cushion. You can come down to your lower arms. You can bring that foot out a little bit wider. You can roll onto the outside edge of your right foot and allow that knee to come out to the side. If you're a little bit more flexible, maybe your arms can touch the floor. Like so. Or you can just stay on your hands, whichever feels comfortable for you this evening. Just a few deep breaths here. Just check in with the breath and how you're feeling. Make any adjustments that you need to. And then just slowly, you're going to heel toe your foot, coming into pigeon. Now, if pigeon feels uncomfortable for you, you can come down onto the mat and take recline pigeon or your 4-point kneeling. Staying upright, checking that you feel comfortable, check in with this left leg, check in with the right knee, the right foot. Use your blocks, so the blocks can come underneath that floating hip. You can slowly come down to your lower arms. You can rest your arms on blocks or pillows or cushions if that feels more comfortable for you. Check that the pelvis is roughly neutral, so those hips are roughly level. Staying here on your lower arms to start off with. Checking with any sensations that you may be feeling. Do you need to make any adjustments? And then remember that any time during your pigeon, if you need to come up a little bit higher, then you can. If you want to come up and then maybe just walk out to the left or to the right, then you can do so. And then slowly, if it's in your practice, you can stack your fist and lower the head on the fist or use your blocks. Or maybe you can rest your forehead down onto the mat. Checking with the hips. You can have the option to lengthen out the arms if that feels comfortable for you. Couple more breaths in your pigeon. And if you're in your recline pigeon, that 4-point glute stretch laying on your back, just very, very slowly release and slowly come up to all fours. If you're in your resting pigeon, slowly bring the head off the floor, slowly come to the lower arms, and then slowly place the palms down. Slowly tuck the left toe, just heel toe that knee in. Slowly come to tabletop, and then slowly step that left knee forward. And let's slowly do our hip circles. Remember that left foot can come off the mat. You can pad your hands around if you want to, working with your own range of movement. And let's slowly change direction. And then come to center. And then coming into your version of lizard, whether you bring that right foot back, whether you stay here, or whether you use your blocks to rest your lower arms on. If you want to bring that foot a little bit further off the floor, maybe you want to come onto the outside edge of your left foot, maybe that knee comes out slightly to the side, whichever works for you. Remember, if you need to adjust it, please do. Check in with the breath. And then slowly hold toe that left foot over so that left knee comes behind that left wrist. If you're coming into your recline pigeon, your 4-point kneeling on your back, please slowly lower down. Checking that those hips feel comfortable if you're in pigeon. Slowly lower down onto your lower arms. Check in, pelvis neutral, hips are roughly level. Keep the chest open. Checking with any sensations that you may be feeling here in that left knee, the left ankle. How's that right leg feeling? Do you need to tuck the right toes? Was your foot feeling comfortable with the top of the foot on the floor? Maybe you use your block or a cushion or your fist to rest your forehead on. Maybe your forehead touches down to the floor now. Check in, see how you're feeling. And just remember, anytime you need to make any adjustment, just do so nice and slowly. Always listening to the body and the breath. The breath should just be nice and easy. You find that the breath is short and fast in this pose, just gently adjust your position so you can slow the breath down. So you're not forcing. If you're lying on your back, doing your 4-point glute stretch, slowly lower the feet to the floor. So both feet flat on the floor, knees are bent and stay there. If you're in pigeon, slowly come up onto your lower arms. Then slowly come up onto your palms. Slowly tuck that right toe, slowly come all the way up. And then from here, if you need to hip circle, whether you need to come into a down dog, or maybe you can just come straight the way down onto your back. And once you get here, just check that that pelvis is in neutral, feet flat on the floor, knees are bent. Upper body is nice and relaxed. Extend the arms up, so the fingertips are pointing up to the ceiling, arms are roughly in line with the shoulders, if that feels comfortable. Slowly circle out the wrist, and then slowly change direction. Then flex the hands, so maybe the palms point up towards the ceiling. If you need more of a stretch, bring the left fingers to the right fingertips, stretching out the right wrist and that right forearm. Slowly release, right fingers to the left fingers, stretching out the left wrist, the left forearm. Slowly release the hands down to the floor. Float one foot off the floor, then the other foot off the floor. Knees can stay bent or you can lengthen them slightly and circle the ankles. Upper body's nice and relaxed. Change direction of your ankle circles. And then release. Slowly float one foot down and then the other foot down. Slowly place the hands on your belly. Maybe the heel of the hands are on your hips with the fingertips pointing down towards your pubic bone. Maybe the thumbs touch. Maybe the first fingers touch your index fingers. Just your own natural breath. Nice and easy. And then bring your awareness to your belly. A gentle lift as you inhale, the softening as you exhale. And if your eyes are open, just gently close the eyes. You can stay here for your Shavasana, or maybe heel toe the feet out wide to the edges of the mat, allow the knees to fall in together so you're slightly not lean. We have the option of crawling to one side and coming into a fetal position, or maybe extend one leg out long, then the other leg out long. Hands can stay on your belly, you can release the arms down towards the sides of your body. And then just bring them a little bit further away from the body, so the backs of the hands are on the floor, palms face up to the ceiling. And just keep them on the belly, whichever feels comfortable. Allow the feet to flop open to the side. Just relax the face, the forehead. Allow the tongue to fall away from the roof of the mouth. Soften the neck, the chest, the ribs. Soften the belly. Soften the fingers, soften the toes. Allow the arms to feel heavy. The legs to feel heavy. The breath is nice and easy. The air flowing in and out the nose. And just allow the whole of the body to melt down into the mat, to the earth below. Slowly bring awareness back to the breath. Slowly bring awareness back to the body. The belly and the chest rising, falling with each breath. And you have the option to stay as you are, or maybe slide the legs together. Slowly float the arms up over the head and come into a nice long full body stretch. Maybe flex the feet so the toes point up towards the ceiling. And then maybe point the toes. And then release the arms back down towards the side of your body. And if the legs are long, slowly soften the knees. Slide one leg in, foot flat on the floor, then the other side. Take a nice long inhale. Sigh the exhale out through the mouth. 2 more. One more. Slowly curl over to one side, whichever side feels most comfortable for you. Slowly come all the way up with your eyes closed, and we'll slowly meet in an easy cross-legged. Please feel free to grab a block or a pillow or a cushion to sit on. And once you get there, bring your awareness to your body. Checking that the weight's even on both seat bones, lovely long spine, crown of the head towards the ceiling. Place the back of the hands onto the thighs or the knees, relaxing the fingers, soften the elbows, soften the shoulders. Checking that the spine's long. And then bring the focus back to the breath. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Relax the jaw and allow the tongue to fall away from the roof of the mouth. Slowly bring the palms together, hands to heart center. Allow the thumbs to connect to the heartbeat. Slowly bow the head towards the fingers. Thank you for allowing me to guide you through your practice this evening. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you find peace within. Slowly start to flutter your eyes open so you're gazing at your fingers. Slowly bring the head all the way back up. From my heart to yours, namaste. Thank you, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that and with your eagle. If you have any questions, please give me a shout. You can email me. But I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you're all staying safe and not getting too bored if you're at home on furlough. And if you're still working, thank you very much for going out to work. And hopefully I should see you next week. We were a little bit longer today, so hopefully that was all okay. But please, if you have any questions, email me or direct message me on Instagram. And thank you very much. Hi, Tori. And we'll see you soon. But thank you. Good night. Bye.